Hey everybody, it's Streamline Steamroller. So before we start the video, I have a little well, not an announcement, but as you recall, I said in the last video that the first user that comments with a lower number of subscribers than I do will get a free shout out. And, well, we have two winners. I actually did check back in time. It just showed an hour each. First one, my good friend Daniel Huck. Am I pronouncing that right? Or is it Howick? I'm sorry, I mispronounced your name. Anywho, so he's in the Lionel stuff. Actually has a really nice little layout with fast track layout. Really cool. He's got some Marks stuff too. I actually picked up a Marks train set not too long ago. Really cool. You know what a Marks fanboy I am, so thumbs up for him. He's even got a Marks wind-up engine, which is really cool. But he actually reminds me of me back when I was that age. And let me tell you something, Daniel. One thing. This era that you're in, I don't mean to. I'm not trying to be all wise and whatever, but this era that you're in right now, it's gonna be the best time of your life. So you better treasure it. I'm not trying to scare you, but just saying. Anywho, and my other friend that commented. My good friend, the Coco Sing Valley Railway, was it? He's got a bunch of ride-on-gauge stuff. I believe he also has some HO. Yeah, he's got some HO stuff, too. Really cool HO stuff, too. I believe he had some Varney stuff, and he actually recreated the Back to the Future scene, which was awesome, in HO. So I'll put the links to Daniel's and Coco Sing's YouTube channels in the description, and yeah. Okay, I blabbed on long enough about that. Anywho, so on to this video. Now, this is my second favorite manufacturer of HO trains, next to Athearn, the old Athearn Blue Box stuff. But these are Mantuas. These two are from the 70s, so you can see why I like those. And this one here is from the 80s. We'll get into that later. Anywho, so starting up, these two here, these are circa 1970s, mid-70s-ish. I don't know. You have to ask my good friend Pops Productions 124. These are Pacifics, 462 Pacifics. And these things are everywhere. These things, I mean, you'll see at least one of them at every train show. At least one for sale. And that's where actually I got this one. This one was actually my second HO steam locomotive I ever had. My first one was a Model Power Canadian Pacific side tank switcher, which actually took a fall, unfortunately, busted up the pilot. Maybe I'll make a video on that, see if I can fix it too. But, yeah, man, do these things take abuse and just keep on running? Man, you can see the pilot's busted, paint's all busted, tenders has been retrofitted a few times. Man, resoldered wire there. Busted up and keeps on going. Oh, this tender too. Busted up and it just keeps on going. These things are all metal. Well, almost all metal. Boiler's metal. Wheels are metal. Frame is metal. Trucks are metal. The tender frame is metal. All die cast. Pilot, cab, and tender shell are plastic. And that's one of the complaints I have with the Pilot, that these things break early. This one here isn't broken, but this one is. But the cabs and the tenders seem to be okay. Just that Pilot, really. These are five pole motors with nylon gears. Now, what you need to do when you get one of these things is you just open the shell up, give the motor a little oil, get some oil on all the bearings. You know, if you've seen my Marks servicing video, you know, kind of the same principles, sort of. You know, clean the motor, whatever. And these things just run absolutely beautifully. Not quite as good as the Athearns, but, you know, closest thing you'll get in a steam locomotive. Really cool. So this one, okay, I told you about that one. This one here I actually acquired quite recently, I think a month or so ago. This one's actually new old stock, which means if you you don't know what new old stock means, basically in the box since it was made, you know, not used, or at least very seldomly used or very well taken care of. And I paid $20 for this. I don't remember what I paid for this one, but I paid $20 for this engine, which is about average what you should pay, which is another cool thing. These things are pretty cheap too. It's like my old saying, buy it used, buy it cheap. And man, these things just run good. I mean, they run well, they look cool, you know, there's nothing really bad about them, they're just cool. My number one complaint about these things, absolute number one complaint, these trucks, the front trucks pop off for like the stupidest little reason, like one little hiccup in your track and they're off, and it gets really annoying after a while. Bell, look at the bell. Really cool. Anywho, so now here, on to this one. This one's kind of a rare, this one's a little bit rare. In that, not that it's a Mikado, I mean, they made Mikados when they're making these things. These Pacifics actually run better than the Mikados, but just slightly. But anywho, so, going back to here, it's a Mikado, but this here is a Mammoth Mark II, here's the box, from the 80s. Now, all the Mammoth Mark II stuff is kind of rare compared to the regular stuff from the 70s. This stuff's everywhere. This stuff is hard to find. So we're going to take a look at these specs and cool stuff. If you want to read it, just pause the video, but I'm trying to cut down on time here. Okay, here's all the models they made, which is kind of cool to see. My friend, Pops Productions 124, recently acquired one of these, a Big 6, and I'm kind of surprised that there's not more, that these things weren't more popular. I mean, I've seen his in person. It's very, very well proportioned. It's really nice. But anyway, on to this thing. So it's rare because it's a Mammoth Mark II. It's also rare because it has a Vanderbilt tender. And it's also rare because of the road name. My friend Pops Productions 124, who's got, 3 or 4 of these and, a bunch of the Mark I Mikados. He said he's never seen one like this, so cool. What makes it Mark II is that, well, the tender, of course, and this extra detail. Oh, it's brass. Cool. So I have a brass string now, kind of. But basically, these have kind of a reworked mechanism. The gear is made out of something else. I don't know what it's made out of. Tender frame's the same as these, just with a Vanderbilt body on it. And yeah, so I guess I've blabbed on long enough about these things. Let's go ahead and run these. So this one hasn't run since it's been overhauled by my good friend Pops Productions 124. He's just, you know, really good at this. So I brought this to a train show and he insisted I let him overhaul it. So I said, all right, why not? All right, let's see, come on. Jake, you didn't do a very good job. Come on, that's up at 70. This thing is not running very good. Nope, and there goes the pilot truck. Come on. Get going. There with the pilot truck again. It's too bad I can't run this thing more. Rip in peace. Come on. Again, these 8-driver locomotives are a little bit more prone to illness. Do not. Come on. This one does not like to work. There it goes again. Come on. Well, I guess that's all you're going to get out of this one. Not running very well and keeps derailing. Well, anywho, so that's my 3 Mantua locomotives. Streamlined Steamroller, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. You have a good day.